Shalom Mishpacha, welcome to a very special Hanukkah Tea Time. I have done Torah tea times in the past, but now it's time to bring us a little bit of Hanukkah cheer. Hi, I am Rabbi Esther from a small sanctuary, and I make content on YouTube about how to live a Jewish life with meaning, purpose, and beauty in the small sanctuaries of our home. And Hanukkah is perfect for that because it's all about the rededication of ourselves, not just of the big sanctuary, but the lives that we live in our homes and shining our light outwards. I wanted to come on and talk to you guys about some great last minute resources. I have some great suggestions for you. I have 4 resources that I would like to share that you can digitally download, and that's that. And one of them is for free. I also want to showcase you some Hanukkah tea that I got for friends of mine. And I want to do one of my values for the 4th day so we can do a little bit of learning together. What am I drinking? I am drinking a simple Earl Grey, but I'm drinking it in this cup, which I actually think is kind of perfect for Hanukkah. It's a replica of like a late 18th century teacup, which might have been drunk during the early days of the American Republic. And it has these historical depictions particular to the time, and I got it at a historical site, and I just think it's very cute. The maker is called Madison Bay, and you can find them online with all kinds of replica antique goods. Let's get to our 4 digital downloads. The first one I want to recommend is Tea Time magazine. Tea Time magazine is obviously not a Jewish resource. They are related to other lifestyle and home living and home decor magazines, and that may or may not be your cup of tea. But the December edition of Tea Time magazine always features a Hanukkah spread. So you'll see loads of seasonal content in there around Christmas, but they have a beautiful tea time menu for Hanukkah as well. So the article in this year's Tea Time magazine is called Hanukkah Bliss, and it looks like that. And what I like about it is that it's actually really elegant. We get a lot of cozy depictions of Hanukkah, but we don't often get really elegant depictions of Hanukkah. If you want a little bit more of a sophisticated aesthetic and menu, I really highly recommend this magazine. If you want the Tea Time magazine online, you download the Tea Time magazine app, and you can either subscribe to the magazine or just buy individual digital copies for each month. The other 2 recommendations are from content creators who are on Etsy. The first one is My Jewish Mommy Life, who is a really successful Jewish content creator and YouTuber, and she's hit 100,000 subscribers, and I'm really happy to see that kind of representation on YouTube. And she makes digital downloads through Etsy. She's done a Pesach Haggadah, she's done a calendar and other things, and she's also made this Hanukkah Cookbook. What I like about this cookbook is that it combines easy recipes with more complicated recipes, traditional stuff and stuff with a fun twist. She also features all the blessings, games and activities for families. So it's very beautifully laid out, and she features her own family and their own photography in it. It is well laid out, introduction, candle lighting, blessings, the dreidel game rules. So I highly recommend this as well. It's very charming, and it just makes it very easy to access the festival, especially if you're new to practicing Hanukkah or new to your Jewish journey, or you don't really have an extended network of family or friends to celebrate with. This is a good companion to get you started on your Hanukkah journey. The second Etsy-based instant download I want to recommend is of a very different vibe and very interesting. It's created by Devotage Sacred Arts, and the creator is Kohenet Ketzira Hama'agelet. So a Kohenet is a new type of Jewish feminine leadership. It's not a rabbi, it's not a magid, it's not a cantor, it's its own category of ritual specialist who specializes in centering an earth-based and creative Judaism. It is very experimental and very cutting edge, and she has created this wonderful earth-based Haggadah. As you know, we have Haggadah for Pesach, and we have Haggadah for Rosh Hashanah, and even for Tu B'Shvat. And she has created an earth-based Kohenet Haggadah for Hanukkah, which centers the cycles of light and dark, the phases of the moon, and our connection to all of this. It's very affordable and it's beautifully made. And what I like about this is that it centers really unusual and unique stories from our tradition, which are worth exploring. So she talks about the Leviathan, the great mythical fish mentioned in Tanakh, in the Hebrew Bible. She talks about the Maccabee miracle and a great midrash, which I have shared in previous videos as well, from Tractate Avodah Zarah, about Adam Rishon, Adam, and the winter solstice and the very first Hanukkah that Adam celebrated. And she introduces new creative liturgy in order to mark those occasions. She allows you to use this resource for each day of Hanukkah, detailing several options for lighting the candles throughout the 8 days, or to use it for the final day of Hanukkah. The final resource I want to recommend is from Jewish Family Magic, which is created by a Jewish content creator called Ariel. Ariel is a Jewish educator who lives in New York City with her beautiful family, and she creates seasonal guides and activity books that are digital downloads and has a very flourishing Instagram account. This year, she has decided to offer for free her Jewish Family Magic Hanukkah guide. It's almost 40 pages long. It's chock-a-block with all kinds of good stuff, and I will insert B-roll right here in order to show you what it looks like. It is basically an expanded version of the other resources I've shared. It has recipes, activities, blessings, educational content, and it really has a lot of value that you can use and reuse year after year. It's very generous of Ariel to make this resource available, and I'm very grateful that she has done that at a time like this. So those are the 4 digital downloads. If you're scrambling at this midway point for Hanukkah to get some good content, this is the way to do it. A tea time check-in wouldn't be a tea time check-in without some tea recommendations, and I really like Vahdam. Vahdam is an Indian tea producer. They engage in ethical and fair trade practices, and they make very nice quality tea. So this is a big box of Earl Grey, and it comes vacuum packed with a very fresh, intense bergamot scent, and I really recommend them. And this year they've done something really unique, which is they have made their own Happy Hanukkah tea box. So it comes vacuum sealed. I'm not going to unpack this because this is a gift for a friend, and it has this beautiful kind of wooden box that's very durable and that you can reuse. And inside it opens up to have 4 different canisters of tea. It says, rejoice at the miracle of Hanukkah with an assortment of 4 joyful and delectable tea blends. The 4 tea blends they offer is vanilla spiced masala chai, which is bound to be very good considering this comes straight from India. Turmeric spiced herbal tea, which is great for late at night. Chocolate vanilla herbal tea, and hibiscus rush black tea, which I'm sure is invigorating and refreshing. This is not a sponsored video. I'm just buying this for my own loved ones, and I'm just very excited to see this kind of products hit the market. Beautiful, high quality, Hanukkah appropriate products. And a little more tea. Finally, let's get our values on. So you can see in one of my previous videos, I made these 8 values for 8 nights. I will link the video so that you can check it out yourself. And this is the printout for day 4, or I should say night 4. So all I did was print them out, and here we go. This is the text for night 4. It's from Jeremiah 29:11. For I am mindful of the plans I have made concerning you, declares the Eternal, plans for your welfare, not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. And here are the prompts. Where in Judaism do you find your hope? What is your most positive vision of the collective Jewish future? And I didn't plan doing this for the fourth night particularly. I just grabbed it. I had forgotten what the fourth night prompt was, but I'm really delighted that it's this one because we all need hope and we all need a future. Od lo avdat tikvatenu, our hope is not yet lost. It's one of my favorite lines from the Hatikvah. And I think it's just really important that, especially in moments when you're feeling a lot of distress and kind of a constraining and a narrowing of yourself and of your Jewish heart, to really bust out of that and create a vision for a hopeful future. I also think that moral imagination is really powerful and really important. I'm actually a huge science fiction nerd and a fantasy nerd because one of the things I love about those genres is imagining other worlds and other possibilities, and I just think that stretching your mind that way is just very healthy and gives you a sense of openness and a sense of breathing. I think that is what's really striking about this pasuk, this verse from Jeremiah, is that we don't always need to see things negatively. They might impact us negatively in the moment, but it's impossible to say how things may develop for the future. So what gives me hope about the Jewish future? That our Jewish community is becoming increasingly diverse, that we are welcoming in people into the tent. Did you know that over the course of a decade, the Jewish people in America have grown from about 5 million to 7.5 million? Isn't that crazy? That gives me hope, that new voices are emerging, that there are new ways to communicate our values, new technologies like this to broadcast who we are, that we can envelop each other in love, with respect for difference, with respect for who we are as individuals, but ultimately that we are thriving and ever creative, and that just like Hanukkah has evolved throughout the ages, we continue to evolve our Judaism through the ages. I'm actually pretty optimistic about the Jewish future, which sounds paradoxical at a time like this, but I think it's especially necessary to say that in a time like this. We are so much more resilient and creative than we think we are. So lean into that and allow yourself to dream of new Jewish vistas. And where do you fit into that hopeful Jewish future? Friends, that's it. I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea and sign off and prepare for this night of Hanukkah. Thank you for joining me today. Shalom uvracha, with peace and blessings from my bite to your bite. Chag Urim Sameach, a very happy festival of lights. Bye.